Hello everyone, thanks for coming. So one of the things that sets college sports aside from other levels, other high school sports is the tailgating. And as you all know, we've had tailgating from the start of the program. Scott Farmer has been working with us on this initiative where we can kind of enhance the tailgating that we have already available and kind of target some people and just make it better overall. You know, this is about making the whole game environment more enjoyable for everyone. So the first thing that we have done is we've added a student tailgate area. The students sit on the visitor side, and it will be on the south side of the stadium. We're going to have Medical Center Hospital is going to set up over there to feed all the kids. We're going to have a DJ, and then we're going to have the student organizations tailgate out there. And it will also, subsequently, that's how they'll come into the stadium. So they'll be able to leave their tailgate and come across right into the stadium. They're going to move to the other side. Before, as you guys recall, we had them on the other side of the field. They're going to be back where they sit for the high school, with the band sitting in the middle of the student section. Because we feel like that will help them have a better time, be able to engage each other in the cheer and the flock and that sort of thing. The other thing we've done is, many people asked us about this, and so we've worked with ECISD to develop a plan to have the ability to sell your very, for us to sell and for you to own, your very own tailgating spot. These are on the west side, which is the home side, and if you're facing the west side parking lot, on the left, we're going to have parking that's associated with our Champions Fund. And on the right side, we're going to have these tailgate spots. Each spot is 3 across on the top, 3 across on the bottom, so 6 spaces each. And we're selling them for $100 a piece. We're going to have the band, continue to have the band here. We're still going to have our Jumpy Castles. We're still going to have our Alumni Association. But we are giving people this opportunity because they enjoy the tailgating, 1. And 2, when you purchase your spot, it's your spot for the year. That $100 is for the entire year. And it essentially turns into a season ticket. So you have the first right of refusal to keep this spot for indefinitely. You can purchase it every year until as long as we're having events out there. We're starting with 40, but as all of you guys know, the Ratliff parking lot is huge. And so we've set this up to be buildable, to be able to build back towards the fence. The barrier that we're using on this side is those number posts. You guys are familiar with that in the parking lot. So this is the number post, and this is the middle section here. All this information is on our website under, Ryan, what did we put it under? The fan zone? Fan zone. It's under the fan zone on our website. All the detailed information there, including a phone number that you need to call to purchase your tailgate spot. Okay? Does anyone have any questions? All right, Ryan?
All right, up next is head football coach Justin Carey.
Good afternoon. Fire away, Bill.
You got a quarterback.
I got 4 of them.
But, what did Cameron do to take over that starting position heading into week 1?
Well, it was just I think the familiarity is most important, and having 3 years with me, not as offensive coordinator, but just 3 years working with us, and my presence, I think, gave him just a little bit extra. Understand what I'm comfortable with, obviously going through the spring as well, but having just a little bit more of a background to say, here's what he wants, here's what he likes, that kind of stuff, maybe.
In your 3 years, how much have you seen him grow in terms of take over this position? Now, he was the first starter for you to be, 2 years ago? So now he's going to head into another year where he was a starting QB. What do you feel like he's kind of grown the most?
I think right now it's confidence. There's more belief right now in what he's doing. He's confident in what he's doing. He's confident in the reads and the throws that he makes. And that's something I'm not sure was there a year ago. And I'm happy to see him operating the way that he is.
Did Sam just not do anything?
Sam did a lot.
Okay, so it's not like it was a battle all the way to the end, basically.
No, we got a great. It's a great problem to have. And I'm sincere in saying I think we got 4 QBs we can win with, and that's only because Bubba's out hurt, Bubba Henson. But Sam's electric. He brings a great spark and a different type of game to the field, and he's going to get opportunities to play this year, and have many opportunities to shine. I think. I don't think we're going to be locked in necessarily. We got to name one for game 1. I got confidence in Cameron. I got confidence in Sam, Mike, and if we play Taylor, I love that guy too.
You mentioned something about being familiar with Cam. Did it really, or did it come down to like you said, being familiar with him and maybe not having the chance to see Sam and play as much? Okay, that was a horrible question. I guess my question is it not intriguing to you at all to like see what Sam's capable of doing, since you had all of last year to really see what Cam could do?
Well, I've only had the same amount of time with both as a play caller. So I took over the offense in January of 18, and that's when Sam got here as well. So both those guys have had the same amount of time with me, calling plays, our offense, what we're doing now, the changes that we've made. I think with the past couple years with Cameron, he's been able to experience some of my interjections just along the way without stepping on Scott Preston's toes, our former OC. The small conversations here and there that we would have probably gives him a little bit more, gives Cameron more comfortability and me as a play caller, just from previous conversations. But we've had the same body of work in this offense from both guys, and they both got an equal number of reps. Both had equal number of reps with the first offense, the second offense, and sometimes with the third. So at the end of the day, it was all fairly equal. It's hard to say here's what one guy did far better than somebody else.
Are you going to be on a short leash with Cameron, or is this kind of the, we'll play it out with this?
That'd be an awful way to send a quarterback out.
I don't know. Week 1 last year, you played all 3 of them, so it's a fair question to ask.
I don't think it's out of reach to say that Sam's going to play in the first game. Mike as well. The one thing that we communicate with our quarterbacks is that whenever we say you're the starter, you're the guy. Don't worry about going in and messing up and getting pulled. If there's a change that happens in a game, it's not because you're not playing well. And that's the one thing that we want to make sure that they understand, that when we say, hey, you're going in for this when you're taking the first snap, it's yours to go win. And let's play with confidence, let's play that way. But I think we're going to see a little bit of Sam and Mike as well.
How much have you been impressed with Cameron? You mentioned last week about how, even though I think the season last year he was about 50% completion rating, how it seems like, from what you were saying, been able to kind of put that behind him in practice and not kind of carry over this burden to, maybe put more pressure on himself to make up for, the lower completion percentage last year during the season. How impressive have you been with how he's been able to handle that? I
think it's huge. And, we go back just a Saturday ago at Grande Stadium, he finished that day 72%. Which is a remarkable improvement. And I grant this is just a scrimmage, but the confidence that he plays with again, and knowing where to go with the ball, when to get there, I think is one thing that he executed and did really well throughout the spring, and improved upon, continued through fall camp. And we try to build the offense a little bit to where hopefully we're helping them more to have a higher completion percentage and to have 4 QBs. Anywhere from 55 to 62% completion over the past 4 weeks. And part of that is just kind of giving them easy answers. And we're not sitting back there trying to figure everything out with 11 guys flying around on the football field and wanting to take your head off.
I noticed in the scrimmage on Saturday that it seemed like the quarterbacks were under a lot of pressure. What do you want to try to do to get that corrected before going up against Texas Southern this week?
Well, the nice thing is we don't have to go up against Jared Thames and John O'Kelly and the rest of those guys, Chris Ho, Keaton Gray, the defense. They play extremely fast, high motor, and the one thing that I know for sure and certain is we're going to be tested and ready up front going into game 1. It's going to be hard to think that we're going to have many guys that have the same speed as John O'Kelly, week in and week out. You're not going to see that every week. Our guys aren't going to have to try to figure out how to block Jared Thames. There was a clip where Jared ran down Sam, beat the left tackle around the edge quickly, playing as a defensive tackle, got around the edge and ran him down from behind as Sam was kind of scrambling. again, that's a different speed, and some of that comes with as our team has developed and grown, and continue to become a little bit of an older program. So I'm not too worried. I love the fact that our opponents have to worry about that defense, but I think we're going to be ready.
Heading into the game,
Speaking of depth, as you said, there's more depth this year. I'm looking at this roster. Juniors, sophomores, seniors. Was it nicely, is it refreshing to put this depth chart together and be wow, we got some guys with plenty of game experience heading into the year?
It gives a little bit of extra confidence, for sure. Helps you sleep a little bit better at night. That we're, for a lot of guys, we're 22 games into their career. There's a good amount of experience with a good number of guys taking the field. And we've got a good handful of guys that will be going out there for the first time, and we're excited to see what they can do as well.
For true freshmen, anything that they kind of really did to stick out? I think it's mostly on the offensive side of the ball. Tight end, wide receiver, kicker. I think that was it. Maybe one more. Anything that they really stuck out, especially the linebacker, Darian Ford. Am I right on that? Yeah,
there's. I think we're sitting somewhere around 7 or 8 true freshmen are going to play. The one thing that stands out about it is special teams. That part of the game's got to be important to you, and if you're going to contribute on either side of the ball, it's got to first start with special teams. And those guys did a great job through camp, and they're a little bit further ahead as far as taking on that maturity level and making special teams important beyond their offensive or defensive role.
Sorry, go for it.
Just trying. Besides, the quarterback and everything, what are going to be some strengths heading into the game on both sides of the ball?
That's going to be interesting to find out.
Okay.
KB is not starting. Any reason for that, or is this just you guys are going to fold him in?
Well, we gave our personnel too deep with the tight end in there, and so him and Ben Galaviz both start at our slots. If we're in a 4-wide formation, if we have a tight end in, then it's Phil. If we have a fullback in, it's actually Matt Zubiotti, who's not on there.
Okay.
And so it just kind of depends on what personnel package is on the field.
What jumps out to you when you look at Texas Southern on both sides of the ball?
Well, I can only speak to their defense. And unfortunately now, it's the only side of the ball I spend much time watching, and I put a lot of trust in our defensive staff breaking down their offense. So their defense is extremely assignment sound. They do a great job of bottling up the run and keeping everything in front of them in the secondary. It's definitely a bend but don't break defense. They don't bend very much. They're going to make you earn it if you're going to get any points on the board. And the last year, it was only their second year as a staff there, and I think they ended up third and fourth in their conference, and total yardage given up and points. It's going to be a tough game.
What about playing a Division I team, first game of the season, kind of sets you up for the rest of the year?
Well, I think it's going to be a great measuring stick. Again, it's an unfamiliar opponent, and then being Division I, they're going to have a lot more scholarships than us, and I love that challenge. It gives us a chance to go down there, see where we're at, and have an opportunity to make a name for ourselves.
Would it be an understatement to say you'd be thrilled if you came out with a win in terms of being able to come back here and set up the year like that?
I will be thrilled with every win that we accomplish. Doesn't matter if it's against Texas Southern or a 6-man team. A victory is a victory. You got to celebrate all of them.
I'll call down Murray for you after this. See.
Coach, what else were your biggest takeaways from Saturday's scrimmage?
Our defense plays really fast. I think Adrian Walker, as a running back, is recovering. Last year he had a titanium rod put in his shin, so he missed all of last season. And Saturday was really one of the days that kind of gave us a glimpse of what he looked like when we recruited him. DeMarcus Womack's a running back that is kind of emerging and coming up. He's got joined us in the spring. There are some guys that we've been waiting to step up a little bit that showed up and made some plays Saturday.
How many running backs do you kind of expect to get somewhat consistent touches? It seemed like just obviously through scrimmage being a scrimmage, but that said, it seemed like there was a lot of guys who could kind of figure into that equation.
Well, we're going to probably travel close to 4.
Okay.
The weekly rotation of that might change a little bit, just depending on special team stuff, where we're at injury chart wise and depth, things of that nature. But Marquis Simmons is no doubt our #1 back, and after that, I think we're going to have a good rotation of quality backs that are going to have a chance to kind of showcase themselves. We're excited to see them get loose.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. All right, next up is defensive tackle.
Hi, Jerry.
How you doing, man?
Jerry, I remember when I first interviewed you right before the beginning of year one of Falcon football, you were just extremely excited to start getting on the field. Did you kind of still feel that fire 2 years later heading to your senior year?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, I'm more excited now.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that?
just the confidence of everyone and just actually, being in here and being in the program for now 2 years versus never even stepping foot on campus. But yeah, now I've been here, I've been a part of it, we've been building it, and see what we're gonna do.
How's this team changed since you've been here?
Just a lot more mature, both physically and mentally.
Coach Kerrigan was kind of praising you from Saturday. How does it hear that your coach is like, hey, we got to schematically, it's hard to play our defense, just basically like that.
It feels good hearing that, but I mean, we've been here all summer putting in the work, so it's no surprise to hear those compliments from me.
When you see the tape for Texas Southern, what does that offense kind of bring to the table?
They're athletic up front. That's really all. I haven't seen anything too great. But
do you like playing a Division I team right off the bat?
I love it. My freshman year, actually, I dropped when we played ACU. That was a fun experience. Just going in there against guys. I mean, they're pretty big, they're fast, but then you go out there and test yourself against them. See what you're made of.
Does it add anything for it to be, I know ACU's a D1 team as well, but playing a team like Texas Southern in Houston, I'm sure they got a lot of guys from those Houston high schools and, the whole, I guess, interstate high school rivalry, kind of the pride that a lot of you guys have out here in West Texas. Does that factor in as well with just the excitement level, not just a D1 school, but a D1 school with a lot of kids that, play for some of those big schools?
I'm from Glen Rose, personally,
yes.
I'm from a small town, so I can't really speak on the Houston guys, on how they feel about possibly playing some of their former teammates or former rivals and stuff. But, high school football across Texas is high school football, That answers your question.
You're good.
You keep on saying the excitement's there. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. It's a brand new football year for you guys, but I feel like there's just that swagger that you guys walk around with. Where does that come from? Is it the coaches? Is it you guys? Is it just having a confidence now? Where do you think that comes from?
It's just everything, just the work being put in, what the coaches have been telling us, what we've been telling ourselves, just everything that's been put into getting us to where we finally are now. That's where that swagger comes from.
Do you feel like in December we'll be talking about the Falcons a little differently than we have the past couple of years?
We definitely should be.
What does it mean to you to represent UTPB every Saturday on the football field?
It means a lot. It's a lot of fun to come out here and represent such a great community and represent the coaching staff in this great university. Ever since I've been here, this place has been nothing but fantastic to me. Midland, Odessa, UTPB, and it's a lot of fun to go out there and put on for them.